guys to our sewing tutorial for our flay gown. Now, like I said, this is the fabric we'll be using, and we'll be cutting it out, and we'll be cutting out facing for it. I'll just cut and show you guys. Alright guys, now I'm cutting out the back. I've finished cutting out the front. Now I want to show you how to cut the down part so it won't confuse you. You'll be cutting it with your curve rule by placing it like this. I'm taking 2 inches for my hem allowance because I'm folding it like hemming it 1 inch doubled. Now what I'll do is I'm coming with my glue, with my curve rule, and on this place that our pattern stops, because I didn't fill this place with paper. Instead of doing that, just do this. I took 2 inches down. I'll be using my rule to connect.
So here I'm just making sure that the hem is equal and it corresponds. Please make sure you have a straight line.
So with this, you're getting a perfect curve at the hem line. I'll just cut out and we'll start joining our fabric and start putting them together.
Do we still take 1.5 or 2 inches for our zipper allowance? Come on, your zipper allowance should be ½ inch. Please take ½ inch for your zipper allowance. You're just wasting the material. You're just wasting that fabric. ½ inch is okay for your zipper.
So for the back, I'm taking ½ inch as our zipper allowance. Now this is the front and the back of my pattern. The next thing I'll be doing is I'll be cutting out the sleeves. So to cut out our sleeve, I'll be folding my fabric into 4. So this is how you lay it flat. You lay your fabric flat like this, and you're fold it into 2. So you're folding it into 2 and you're folding it into 2 again, that is into 4. So my fabric is folded into 4. So the next thing I'll be doing is drafting out my reference line. So this into 4 that I'm folding, it means that I'm cutting out both sides of my sleeves. Now the next thing I'll be doing is to rule out a reference line for it. That is my guideline. And the length of this sleeve will be 12 inches plus folding allowance, our hemming allowance to be 12 inches. Yeah. Now I can cut this out. Now this is our sleeve. Remember our armhole point is 8.5. From there I'll be coming down by 3 inches. To get your round armhole, like to get your cap height, what you have to do is, I think I dropped a tutorial on how to get those basic measurements that you need to know without taking any measurement on your client, and it gives you a very perfect outcome. It gives you a very perfect outcome after making the dress. It will not, you won't have any issue with it. Now to get your cap height, what you have to do is your round bust divided by 12 plus 1 inch. For this client, her round cap height is 3 inches, so I'm coming down by 3 inches. So I'll put down my armhole point here, my round armhole divided by 2. I'll bring down my 8.5 here, and I'm adding 2 inches. Remember, we took 2 inches for the allowance, for the side allowance. Now I'll be connecting it to the 2 inches, yeah, to the cap height. I'm bringing down her measurements down. And I'll just cut it out. So after cutting out that sleeve, I'll just notch the cap height. Just notch the cap height. Now the next thing I'll be doing is cutting out the facing for this dress. If you don't want to use a face, you can use a bias strip, or you can make your own bias strip with the fabric. To cut our facing for this dress, depending on how long you want your facing to be, but I like to come down by 6.5 inches for my facing. From this armhole side, just measure your 6.5 and you cut out. If you want yours to be smaller, you can do 4 inches, you can do 2 inches for your facing, depending on what you want. But this will be 6.5. So this will be the facing for my front. I'll just pin it down. So this is the facing. I'll be cutting out the back using the same method, 6.5. Yeah, this is the back. I'll be doing the same thing, coming down by 6.5. Both at the back, 6.5.
I won't be fast forwarding too much on this video because I want you to get everything, because this is a beginner's class and do not want to confuse anybody by fast forwarding. So I'll keep it slow, hoping that you get everything and you understand what I'm doing. Please follow the steps.
So this is the facing for our back. I'll also pin it down. So now this is the front and back of our complete pattern and cutting with our sleeves. Now the next thing we'll be doing is to put them together. I'll be starting with the facing.
And later I decided to add a pocket to this gown. Now this is a step to cut your pockets in a freehand. Yeah, I'll be cutting the pocket, so I'll show you how to attach it. Right now, before folding my fabric into two equal parts. Yeah, then I'll be folding it, flipping it over and folding it into two again. So I folded into two and into two again, that's into four, which I'll be cutting out the both sides of my pocket. That will give us 4 pieces. So 2 to one side and 2 to the other side, 4 pieces. And I'll be placing my hand on it and tracing my round hand. It gives you your perfect hand. If you don't do this, maybe you have a slimmer hand, it will be very free. So this will give you a perfect access to your pockets. Now at the folded part, you should have 6.5 to 7 inches. Shouldn't be less than that or more. 6.5 to 7 inches. Then I'll cut it out. So after I finish cutting it out, I will divide the center, making it 4 pieces. I'll divide it into 2 to give us 4 pieces. After cutting out our pockets, we'll take our main bodies, our gown, and we'll measure out our half length. So I'm minusing from my armhole. I want to get the half length, which is 16, and I'll be going up by 1 inch from the half length. That will be 15. So that is where I will start fixing our pockets. I would notch at that point, the 15 inches. I will notch. When you get your half length, go up by 1 inch and notch. When you notch, that will be where your pocket will start from, where you start placing your pockets. I hope it's clear.
Now what we'll do is to join our pockets by opening your fabric, open our dress, and from that 15 inches, from the 16 inches,
15.
from the 15 inches we notched, we place our pockets and pin. So we are going to be running this our pocket by 0.5 inch here. I'll close it by 0.5 inch and top stitch after that. We'll top stitch on it. Fitting our pocket, this is what it looks like. This is how your pocket is supposed to be. Then you press it flat. Now the next thing we'll do is to join our facing. For the front, I'll be joining it front to front, like the right side with the right side. On the next side, I'm joining with 0.5 inch round the neck. I'll do the same thing for the back. I'll do the same thing for the back, 0.5. Now for the back, I'll be leaving 0.5 inch. I'm starting from this, I'll leave 0.5 inch and I'll run the rest because of our zipper allowance of 0.5. Do this for this and do the same thing for the other side of our back. Remember, 5 inch away, 0.5 inch away. I'm going to run with 0.5, stopping at 0.5 for our zipper allowance. So after joining our facing, this is what it looks like after joining our facing. Now the next thing we'll do is to join our back. We're joining our back with ½ inch. With a loose stitch. Even if you don't want to do that, you just mark to where the point where you want your zip to stop. You can do 18 inches or 16 where you want it to stop. So from there you just top stitch. From there you top stitch and run your normal stitch down. So that's what we'll be doing now. I'll be closing our back before we join the back to the front. After I've run a blue stitch to this is how our zip will stop. Our zipper was going to stop here. Yeah, with top stitch. Now the next thing I'll be doing is to join both the front and the back bodies together. What we'll do is to join the shoulder. I'm joining the shoulder for both sides. Maybe I'm not sure. So after joining the shoulders, the next thing I'll be doing is to join the sides together. I'll be joining the sides together with the allowance I added. I'll be running it like this, then 1/2 inch on our pockets, round, bring it back and continue for both sides. Let you know how it looks. After joining our sides, this is it. Now the next thing I'll do is to join the sleeve. Join the sleeve for both sides. To join our sleeve, then we'll be folding it down by 0.5 into 2. We are doubling 0.5. So 1 inch is going out at the end line. Then we fix our sleeve before we fix our zipper for the back. And that will be all for the video.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much. And this is the final outcome. Whoa. Go try yours and see the fitting. Go try yours and see how sexy and beautiful this will look on you, no matter the body size. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. I love you guys. Love you. Bye. See you on our next tutorial.